Hello students, welcome all of you. In your English syllabus, you will find out 4 books, Invitation 1, Invitation 2, Invitation 3 and Invitation 4. In your Invitation 1, we will discuss about the first part prose and second part poetries. And Invitation 2, we will discuss about the stories which is related to non-detailed stories. In Invitation 3, we will discuss about passage writing, information transfer, report writing, and in Invitation 4, we will discuss about how to find out errors in our communication skill. Okay, today's topic is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening, which is available in your book Invitation 1, Poetry. This is the first poetry in your syllabus. Okay, let us discuss about this. So, this is the first poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. Stopping by the woods on a snowy Okay, this is the title of the poem Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Okay, so what is the meaning of stopping? Let us discuss about the title of the poem. What is the meaning of stopping? Stopping means you are going to a place, suddenly you are just staying in that place without moving. That is called stopping. Okay. By the woods. Woods means what? It is a small forest. Woods means it is a small forest. Okay. Stopping by the woods on a snowy evening. What is the meaning of snowy evening? Evening means we all are well known about this. Snowy means it is quite the environment. It is a cool environment. Snow falling means cool environment. Maybe it is a winter season. So here, through the title, we well known about one thing, that stopping woods means forest, snowy means icy, and evening, it is the evening means. So here we have find out one thing, that this poem, it is related to nature. This poem is a nature poem. Okay. And by Robert Frost. So Robert Frost, who is Robert Frost? Robert Frost from America. Okay, he was one of the well-known poet in his times. He was one of the prolific poet. And in his language, we will find out the colloquial speech. Colloquial speech means which is related to the local language, which is means we are using in our day-to-day conversation. That type of language he was using in his poetries. Robert Frost, when we will go through the poems of Robert Frost, we will find out the realistic pictures. So what is the meaning of realistic picture? What is the meaning of realistic picture? Means which is realistic picture means which is going on in our society, that will reflect in the poetry. That is called the realistic picture. Always she explains the things which is related to the common man and women, which is related to the common people, which is related to the society, which is related to the civilization. Okay, so all his poetries, it was quite so famous poetries are there. And Stopping by the Woods, he has written in the year 1922 and it was published in the year 19 23. Because of his writings, because of his structure of the poem, he means it was because of his structure his poem. He got Pulitzer Award and also gold medal for his writings. Robert was like William Wordsworth, like T.S. Eliot. Robert Frost also one of the renowned poet in his times. Okay, one of the renowned poem in his times means in the 20th century. Okay, so let us discuss about the first stanza of the poem. Whose woods these are, I think I know. Each house is in the village, though he will not see me to stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. See how many words. It's quite here we are in the first line. Whose woods these are, I think first it was a question. It was arised in the mind of the poet. Whose woods these are? Whose woods these are? This is a question. Here he is giving the answer. I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. In every poem, the structure of the poem, it is highly, we have to first know what is the structure of the poem. Okay, and each stanza, okay, so each stanza of the poem, it contains 4 lines. Each stanza, it contains 4 lines. In this poem, we will find out 16 lines. Okay, 4 stanzas. Each stanza contains 4 lines. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Next one is the poetic device. Which poetic device used by the poet, that is also most important. Which poetic device used by the poet, that is also important. We will discuss about that. First, we will go through the first line. Whose woods these are, I think I know means, whose means what? Kaharo. So here, it's explained about whose woods these are, I think I know means the poet. When we go through this small forest, he thought that whose woods these are. First it arised a question, I think I know. So here W and W, okay. So it is a consonant and this letter is also a consonant, okay. Each house, H, it is also consonant, house also consonant, okay. So here the poet using whose woods and each house, because W and H, it is called consonant. So the poet here using the poetic device alliteration. The poetic device alliteration. So in the first line and the second line, the poet using the poetic device alliteration. What is the meaning of alliteration? Let us discuss about this. Alliteration means repetition of the. Alliteration means repetition of same consonant sounds in a single line. What is the meaning of alliteration? Alliteration means repetition of the same consonant sound in a single line. Means whose woods, W and W, H and H, his house. Okay. So here the point using W and W, H and H in a same line. जेते बड़े गोटे लाइन रे सेम कंसोनेंट लेटर दुई थर अधिक यूज होता है, मीन्स मोर देन वन यूज होता है, सेतबेले ताको हमें एलिटरेशन बोली कहू. Is it clear? This is most important to know the poetic device of the poem. This is most important. We can go through the meanings. It is not a problem for us. So, what is the meaning of alliteration? Alliteration means repetition of the same consonant sound in a single line. That is called alliteration. Okay. So here it was the question arised in the mind of Robert first. Whose woods these are? Then he again relieve himself that I think I know whose woods these are. I know which forest it is. I know about this forest. His house is in the village though. I think here he was thinking that his house is in the premises of this forest. His house in the within the village. His house in the village though. He will not see me to stopping here. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. First, it was arised one question. Again, he got the answer. Again, he explained. He will not see me to stopping here. Means the owner of the house, he will not see me that I am stopping here and watching his woods, which is really so beautiful, which is really so charming, which is really unexpressible. Okay. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Such a beautiful place it is. Such a beautiful place it is. It is really so beautiful. It was means to watch his woods fill up with snow. Who watches woods? The poet himself. Watch woods. He well known about the owner. Okay. So here, see the rhyming pattern of the poem. That is also most important, and that is also significant quality. That is also the significant quality of Robert Frost. That each stanza, it is a rhythmic pattern is there. Okay. What is the meaning of rhyming scheme? See. No, though, snow. So it is A, and here it is the odd one. This is the odd one. So here it is. We will mention it B. Though, no, though, and snow. It is the rhyming. Okay, rhyming pattern is there. Here this is the odd one. Okay. So the structure of the first stanza is A, B, So here it's one question arises in the mind of the student. So how it is possible? Generally in a song we are telling that raga and all these things like this. It's a rhyming pattern. आमे जदि देखिबा बिले एटा केमिति छिडुची बोली हमको जहा ओडिया रे आमे जदि कहिबा देखो नो सहित दोर राइम होची एंड स्नो रो भी राइम होची बट हियर होची बिले आई ऑड वन आमे ऑड वन को कोन करिबा अलगा लेटर को देबा नेक्स्ट लेटर आमे ऑड वन को रखिबा ताहले हम स्ट्रक्चर कोन होची नो दो स्नो बट नो दो हियर मैच करनी तो एठी हमर कोन मैच करची नो को दो सहित मैच करची दो को स्नो सहित मैच करची बट here it is the odd one तो जोठे odd throw बिले next letter आमे सेठी लिखिबा so the structure is A is it clear now let us discuss about the explanation what is now I am explaining about who is the author what is the structure what is the rhyming pattern each line it contains for each stanza it contains 4 lines and each stanza it contains 4 lines okay so four stanza it's each stanza contains 4 lines. Okay, let us discuss about the next, the explanation of the first stanza. See, here the explanation means the meaning of the first stanza. The narrator, who is the narrator? The narrator, Robert First. The narrator, Robert First, may be the poet himself or the poet of the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, stops by some woods on his one-way evening. At the time of evening, when he was moving, he stopped when he saw this beautiful scene, he was not able to go forward from that place. That is the meaning of the first line, that whose woods these are, whose woods these are, I think I know. So the meaning is that by woods on a snowy evening, he stops by some woods on his way on one evening. When in one evening, he stopped by the woods. The narrator knows the owner of the woods, who already I told you who was the first. It was arised one question in the mind of the poet, whose woods these are. Then again he was giving the answer, whose woods these are, I think I know. So that's here explained. The narrator knows the owner of the woods. The narrator well known about who was the owner of that woods, and even where he lives. It suggests that is it possible that one person is the owner of a forest or owner of a small forest? Is it possible? Anyone is there? It creates, when he saw this beautiful scenario, he was quite involved in that, he just involved in the beauty of that nature. So it was create the confusion in the mind of the poet. He is a bit relaxed and thinking that the owner of the woods lives in the village. Then he was thinking, he is thinking that he is bit relaxed. Relaxed means it create a question, then it felt relaxed, that thinking that the owner of the woods lives in the village. So he won't see the narrator stopping here. Therefore, he can continue watching the natural beauty of his snow-covered woods. Okay? Means first it was arised the question in the mind of the poet. Then he was sure who was the owner of that forest. He again and again thinking about that. Now there is no more problem for the poet to stopping here and to watch this beautiful scene and beautiful scenario and watch this beautiful scene. There was no more problem. He was thinking. Who was thinking? Robert Frost and the narrator himself. Okay. जदि हम एटा को ओडिया रे डिस्कशन करिया बेले कोन हे जे से by the woods means frozen lake, beside the lake, and माने गोटे जेतबे से जाइचंदी गोटे फॉरेस्ट भीतर को से जेतबे देखिचंदी एते भलो ब्यूटीफुल सीन से भाबिचंदी यार भी की ओनर हे थाई पारे कि तापर भाबिचंदी मु आरो ओनर को जानिची आ से जागा रे से रही परिबे ताकर एबे राइट्स अछि से रही परिबे माने से जागा छाडीबा को ताकर बिल्कुल भी इच्छा हेनी. I mean completely we are not giving the exact meaning of what was going on in the poet's mind, but we are assuming like this that this was the process which was going on in the mind of the poet. Okay, so this is the explanation of the first stanza. Let us discuss about the second stanza. See students, my little horse must think it were to stop without a farmer's near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Okay? My little horse. So little refers to what? Little refers to what? It's a small in size. It's a teeny. Okay. My little most think it queer. What is the meaning of queer? Queer means strange. Queer means strange. Strange in Odia, आश्चर्य जगत कहते हैं. My little house most think it queer. Stop without a farmhouse near. So what is the meaning of farmhouse? Farmhouse means where the human being we are staying. It is a forest. But here it's a the poet mentioned about the civilization. Here the poet mentioned about the civilization. Okay. Between the woods means it's a forest. It's a small forest. Between the woods and frozen lake, the lake covered with snow. Frozen lake means the lake covered with snow. The darkest means it's more dark. It's more dark, or it is the longest evening. Is it clear, students? My little house, the first line, see, my little house most think it queer. Queer means it was create a strange type of feeling in the mind of that horse. So here I just want to explain one thing. Just listen carefully. Thinking is the quality of a human being or an animal. Thinking is a quality of a human being or an animal. It's a quality of human being. It is a quality of a human being. Okay? But the poet here explaining my little horse thinking. Here who is thinking? Horse thinking. Who is thinking? Horse thinking. Okay? Thinking is the quality of horse. But according to the poet, his horse was thinking like a human being. So here the poet using the poetic device personification. Horse thinking, here the poet using the poetic device personification. Personifies, the poet personifies the horse. Personification. Like alliteration, let us discuss about this. What is the meaning of personification? Personification means when one unanimated means an animal thinking. Here an animal thinking like one animal doing the activity of a human being. Doing the activity of a human being. So this is called personification. This is called personification, where the poet personifies his horse. Horse was thinking like a human being. Is it possible? A horse thinking like a human being, is it possible? It was not possible, but it was going on in the mind of the Robert Frost, that my little horse most think it queer. So little, it may suggest, the little horse, it may suggest the poet was not financially sound. Actually, when he was The Robert Frost, in one day he was written this poem. In one day, in one night. Okay. In one night, he was written this poem. Okay. My little horse means here it suggests, and means when we will go through the autobiography of Robert Frost, it was mentioned that Robert Frost was very, at that time he was financially poor. So here it mentioned my little horse. Why little, is it necessary? Pony, little, small, is it necessary? Why he mentioned here? Because he was not financially sound at that time. So it mentioned that my little horse most think it fair, my little horse most be strange to stop without a farmhouse near. So farmhouse, generally a farmhouse, it's farmhouse means it explained about the civilization. Okay, civilization means जोठी की human being रुहंती सी किंतु कोठी अच्छी बिले गुटे फॉरेस्ट रो गुटे फ्रोजन लेक भितरे गुटे सुंदर फॉरेस्ट भितरे गोटे स्नोई इवनिंग रे से अछंती बट से सिविलाइजेशन को मेंशन करछंती ओके एटी सिविलाइजेशन अछंती बोली से कहउछंती ही वेल नोन अबाउट द ओनर बोली भी से कहउछंती ओके सो टू स्टॉप विदाउट ए फार्म हाउस नियर सो रियली हियर इट एक्सप्लेन दैट माय लिटिल horse think that why my owner stopping here without any reason within the frozen lake between the forest, why my owner staying here? Okay, here horse using as a rider माने से समय जेतबे कम्युनिकेशन पाई पिले हॉर्स को यूज करा जाउथिला सेतबे तो फोर व्हीलर बोधे नथिला तो पॉइंट हॉर्स यूज करथिले सो एठी कोन हिची गोटे कम्युनिकेशन पे यूज करा हिची से कहउचंदी जे मु ए भितरे कोन पहि रहि गली बोली मो हॉर्स चिंता करूची सो माय लिटिल हॉर्स मस्ट थिंक इट क्वेयर to stop without a farmhouse near. So there was no more farmhouse, there was no more house, nothing, there is no more civilization here. So why my owner stopping here without any reason? It was create a astralized type of feelings, it was create a strange type of feelings, it was create a unanimated type of feelings in the mind of the poet, different feelings in the mind of the poet, that why my horse, why my little horse must think it queer, my little horse must think about this strange thing to stop without a farmhouse near. So without any farmhouse, without any house, without anything else, without any means facilities, why my owner stopped here? Who thought like this? Horse. Okay, so here the poet personifies the horse. The poet personifies the horse. So here it is called the personification used by the poet. To stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, between the where he stopped, where the poet stopped, in which place? Between the woods and the frozen lake. Between the woods and the frozen lake means, woods means forest, frozen lake means बरफावृत लेक बोली जोटा को ह्रद बोली कह जाए. Between the forest, between the frozen lake, he stopped. Who stopped? The poet stopped, and it was the darkest evening of the year. Is it possible? It is the darkest evening of the year means it mentioned about the date December 21st and 22. Up to 21, within 25. It was the longest night in the year. It was the longest night in the year, so it mentioned the darkest evening of the year. So what the meaning of this stanza is, here the little horse thought that why my owner stopped here without any reason, without any farmhouse, without any civilization, without any facilities, why my owner stopped here. It was this type of question it arised in the mind of that horse. Again, where he stopped? Between the woods and frozen lake. In that darkest evening of the year, means it was the dark evening. It was the evening time. The frozen lake is there. The wood, it was quite completely snowy evening. It was completely snowy. It was the darkest evening. but my owner stopped here. So it was the question arised in the mind of my little horse. So what is the structure of this stanza? Let us discuss about the structure. Like in the first stanza, the structure is A, B, A. Here the structure is C, the rhythm R. Means here we will change B, okay, B and B. Where, near and where. And the odd one is leg. So we will write down C. So the structure is B. The structure of this stanza is B. Okay. So this is the structure. Let us discuss about the explanation about this stanza. Okay. So in the second stanza, the narrator of the poem says that his dear horse, whom he is using as his carriage. So what is the meaning of carriage? As a communication. So what is the meaning of carriage? Carriage means here communication. जन को कैरी करके नेबा को ले कहा जाए कैरेज. ठीक अछि. सो एठी कम्युनिकेशन रो भाई अपन से टाइम में तो बधे हॉर्स ही रहउथला कम्युनिकेशन पे. सो एठी कैरेज कहा पे यूज होई छी हॉर्स पे. Most think it strange to stop here between the woods and the frozen lake in a dark evening as he normally stops near a farmhouse. So this is the exactly what was there in the stanza. The exact meaning here mentioned. In the second stanza, the horse was thinking without any reason why my owner stopped here between the frozen lake and between the forest. Between the frozen lake and forest, why my owner stopped here? Whereas my owner only stopped in the case of where the farmhouse available. Farmhouse means it is a home, okay, which is generally available in the forest or in other places also. Stop near a farmhouse. So this is the meaning of the second stanza, okay. And also, what type of poetic device used by the poet? The poetic device, it was used in the personification used here, okay. Personification means what? Personification means when one animal activity को personification कहा को कहा जाए. जोटा कि तुमको बुझेली पिले गोटे हॉर्स चिंता करूची. हॉर्स केबे चिंता करि पारे. चिंता के करे? चिंता मनुष्य करे. हां ना. ह्यूमन बीइंग वी आर थिंकिंग बिकॉज़ वी आर रेशनल एनिमल. बिकॉज़ हमर चिंता करिवार शक्ति अछि तो आमे कोन करछे? बिकॉज़ वी आर द ह्यूमन बीइंग, वी आर रेशनल एनिमल, वी कैन थिंक. But a horse can't think. Because here the poet mentioned a my horse think. It's square. माने से जेहेतु कहउछथि मोर हॉर्स थिंकिंग करछि बोली सेति पे सेटा को पर्सनिफिकेशन बोली कहउछ. माने पोएट पर्सनिफाइज काहा को करछन्ति? हॉर्स को करछन्ति जे से काहा भलिया थिंकिंग करछि, जे ह्यूमन भलिया थिंकिंग करछि, जे मो ओनर कोन पे ए जगह रे रहि जछ. सो दिस इज द एक्सप्लेनेशन about the stanza 1 and stanza 2. In the next class we will discuss stanza 3 and stanza 4. Thank you students.